Just a short reminder before we get started. This is one class out of 24 from our 12 weeks pole dancing starter course. And if you like it, you can have the full course with all the videos at POLEPLACE. And the best thing, you will get the first week completely free. Just click the link below and have fun. Hi guys, and welcome to your first pole dancing class. So I hope you are as excited as I am, and we're gonna start really slow today. We're gonna do a quick warm-up together. It's really small and quick, and then we're gonna do some techniques. We have 3 pretty techniques in total, and then of course we're gonna do a little cool down together. Okay, so prepare yourself. You're gonna need, of course, a mat later, but not right now. You just need your pole for the warm-up and yourself, and we're gonna start immediately. So take your feet hip stance apart, bend them a little bit, engage your abs and your core, and then we're gonna start with some neck circles, chin down, and move your head to the left, through the center to the right. Relax your shoulders and really keep your neck as long as possible. And work really slow right here. One more time. Next time, when we're in the center, roll your head up and start with your shoulder circles. Of course, you can move. You don't need to stand. You can move a little bit, add some small walks, but keep your shoulder circles as big as possible, okay? You can also engage your chest a little bit, and then we're gonna change the direction. Really good. Okay, we're gonna start real smooth and add some cardio right now. So starting with the butt kicks, and you're gonna keep this leg movements and start circling your wrists. Also move your fingers a little bit, but still keeping your heels as high as possible. Change the direction. Really good. And open up your arms parallel to the floor. And we're gonna go open and close. Also right here, you can pop your chest towards the front. Still keeping your heels as high as possible. Really good. Keep your arms open and fingers towards the chest. Slow first and getting faster. Change the direction. Again, slow movement first. Keep your elbows at shoulder heights. And we're gonna go faster. Really good. And relax a little bit. Keep your butt kicks and circle your arms towards the back. We're gonna move behind the pole. Wow. We're still warming up, and change the direction. Circle towards the front. Really good. Okay, closer to the pole, shake it out. Really good. Quick grip check. You don't need that massive grip. You can go on your tippy toes. You can go on your heels. It doesn't matter. But we're gonna start in the sumo. Knees to the side. Arms head height or a little bit higher. And now we're gonna pull ourselves a little bit up. We're gonna jump. We're gonna close our legs when we're up in the air. And then we're gonna land in our sumo squat again. Okay, really good. Okay, and let's jump. Really good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. And follow me down towards the floor. If you have some knee pain or knee issues, of course you can use a mat, a towel, or anything else, what you can find right now. But of course, don't interrupt the warm-up. Okay, we're gonna switch our arms after each single rep. Doesn't matter what arm you're starting. I'm having my right arm on the top, and I'm not gonna go as close as possible towards the pole, okay? Because my skin is a little bit sweaty and I would stuck on the pole. If you have a shirt, you can go as close as possible towards the pole. to make sure you are sliding, and then the pull-up will be a little bit easier. But of course, we will help with our legs, okay? So inhale on the floor, exhale, pull, and really help yourself with your legs. Really good. Try to pull as high as possible and move your elbows like really towards the front. Really good. One last rep. Pull, 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 pull. Really good. Okay, come up into a standing position. And we have a really important exercise. So I'm gonna show it to you from the front and the back side to make sure you really understand the movement, because it's really small, but it's very, very important for your whole pole dance journey, okay? So you place your inner arm as high as possible, and then you keep yourself hanging, okay? So I'm like really passively hanging into my joint. And now imagine you want to pull back your bone back into your joint, okay? So that is the movement. It's not big, but it's very important, okay? Of course, you see my legs moving. Please don't watch my legs. That's not important. This one is not important, but this one, what's happening here right on your shoulder, that is really important. Okay, of course, the back view, and then you can see I'm really engaging my shoulder muscles to pull my bone back into my joint, okay? So when you're hearing in tutorials or workouts active shoulder, that is what's meant by the coach, okay? So really making sure you're working with an active shoulder. Let's switch the side and doing the same exercise. So you don't also need to grip as high as possible, but just keep your arms straight, thumbs up, and then just pulling your bone back into your joint. Keep your core active, your neck nice and long. And of course, don't forget to smile, because we're looking forward for our first pole dance lesson. Good. And just stay here. Move around the pole. And then you have your first grip, okay? So this arm right on top, which feels like really screwed up, it's your twisted grip. It's a very important grip in pole dancing. So now try to have some space and pull your head through, and your inner arm is gonna push with your forearm. Also a very important grip. So now you are already, or now you know already, two really important grip techniques. It's the twisted grip, your outside arm, and your inside arm, which is pushing with your forearm, is your forearm grip. And now you push your body to the side, and also bending your knees a little bit and work towards the floor to have a really nice stretch in the side of your body. And then just breathe, enjoy. It shouldn't be so bad. That's a quite nice stretch, and we can enjoy it. Breathe. And then release, like pull yourself a little bit closer to the pole. It's easier to release the twisted grip then. And then again, grip in your normal grip. Hey, we are already having a third grip. So now you know twisted, forearm, and normal, thumbs up. Move around the pole. Of course, I'm gonna repeat the grips. Don't worry. Pull your head right through. And then again, place your inner arm so that you're able to push with your forearm against the pole. Really good. And of course, you can find this warm-up. Like if it was really good for you and you were quite warm, we have it, of course, in our warm-up section, and you can just do it by yourself, okay? So don't worry. You don't need to take this class like forever. Really good. Again, push to the side, work to the floor. Remember to have all fingers on the pole, really squeezing the pole, and then release. Really good. Of course. We are done. I hope you are warm and ready, and we're going to start right away with the first exercise. So it's a spin prep, and we already did the thing with the active shoulder. So now I also want you to always remember this exercise when we're doing spins. Okay, so we're going to start behind the pole, and we're going to start with like how you should like stand in front of the pole. So I can be just parallel with my torso. I can face the pole like backwards, have my spine towards the pole. So these are the terms I'm using. Or you have like your side close to the pole, and then I will talk you through with, sometimes I'm gonna add left and right to make sure we are using the same grip, but I'm gonna also speak from your inner side. Okay, so this is the side which is closer towards the pole, and this is always your outside arm or your outside leg, which is like further apart from the pole. So these are the terms I'm using, okay, to make sure we are really doing exactly the same thing, okay? Also, what's important, you can imagine like a clock on the floor. So when I'm starting behind the pole, it's 6 o'clock, okay? Then we have 9, so right in front of the pole we have 12 and 3, okay? So also these terms I'm using to make sure we are on the same page. Okay, so we're gonna start at 6, and we're gonna face the pole with our right side as our inside. Then move yourself onto your tippy toes and reach with your right arm as high as possible with your thumbs up, okay? Make sure you engage your core, roll back your shoulders, and then step with your inner leg. It's gonna be your right one, and then onto 9, and then you open up. It should be an X shape, okay? So you're working away from the pole and have your arms and legs in an X position. One more time, step and perform an X. Try to hold it a little bit, and then moving back. One more time, step, X. 2 more, really good. And you can also add a little arm and leg circle, and we're gonna switch the side, just turning. Also behind the pole, now your left arm is your inside arm, right arm is your outside arm, and we're gonna step on 3, open up again into our X position, and moving back to 6. Really good. Also, this one will help you with choreographies, because then it's a lot easier to understand what's going on and what the coach is doing. Okay, 2 more. Step X. One more time. Good. Okay, relax. We're gonna switch the side. So what you are gonna do right now, from your X position, your outside arm goes at belly button height, okay? This is your pushing arm. So really push this arm against the pole, and this one is your pulling arm. Remember to have your shoulder active, and you are just falling towards the front. Don't think about what your legs are doing, just falling towards the front and pull and push, okay? One more time with the step X. So step, X position, we're gonna fall towards the front. First we're gonna grip, and then we're just sliding on the floor. One more time. Starting behind the pole, your right side is your inside, stepping onto 9, your X position, moving or falling towards the front, and then just slide. What will happen sometimes, and of course in the beginning, that you will just hang into your joint. Don't worry, that's quite normal. We don't have the strength, but of course what's important is that you should do workouts to just help your shoulder gain the strength, okay, to just protect your joint, okay? keep that in mind. Let's switch the side and do our spin preparation on the other side. Left side is your inside, stepping on 2, 3, keeping your X position, and now the same thing, okay? We are falling towards the front, gripping with our outside leg, thumbs up. You can also switch with thumbs down, okay? It depends on your wrist mobility. Some students don't like to grip the pole like this. They prefer this grip. Doesn't matter as long as you're pushing, okay? So we are here, falling towards the front, and then again, just move your legs around the pole. One more time. Stepping with your inside leg, keeping your X position, falling towards the front, pushing with your outside arm, and just sliding with your legs. Really good. One more time. Step, X, falling towards the front, and move your legs. Let's do it on both sides, and we try to incorporate the right position. So you will start each time on 6, moving onto 9 or onto 3, and you're gonna circle around the pole, just one spin or just one rotation, and then you will need to land again on 6. Okay, let's do this together. So starting on 6, right arm is your inside arm first, step, your X position, push and pull, and landing. Switch the side, stepping with your left foot, now on 2, 3, X position, and falling, sliding back to 6. One more time. Step, X, fall. We're gonna switch. Really good. One more time, a little bit faster, and step, X. Move your arm as high as possible. Left side, X, and move. Really, really good. Okay, so when you're feeling like your pole, because our arm is gonna on the pole, okay, and it's not your hand, it's also like your forearm. If you feel a little bit of pain right there because your skin is like rubbing onto your pole, you are not doing something wrong. It's quite normal, okay, especially when we're using grips. You can just use something to protect, like wristbands or stuff like that, or tapes to protect your forearm and your wrist, but you are not doing something wrong, okay? Just to make it clear. Okay, cool. I hope you're doing good. You can breathe and relax a little bit. Maybe you need to clean your pole. I don't know, but that is also a very important thing, like our grip. It depends on the pole grip and of course on your skin. So if you're cleaning your pole and it's still like slippery, do something with your hands, okay? So you can wash your hands, you can use grip aids, okay, to make sure you have like the best grip possible. Good, so let's continue with the next exercise. We're gonna move onto a very, very important exercise. It's the climbing. So for us, it's the easiest way to go up the pole without mounting or any crazy exercise. It's just the easiest thing. So let's talk about the press points. I'm working with my right leg. When we're climbing, we have a front leg and a back leg. So right now, my right leg is my back leg, and I'm really squeezing the pole between my knee, okay? So the inside of your knee and here, your foot, okay? So don't place it like here, you're here, and now move your foot just down, okay? So sometimes it feels a little bit awkward if you're doing it the first time to keep your foot like this, but don't worry, you're getting used to it. So back leg, your right leg, and now close with the left leg with your heel in front of the pole, okay? And now make sure you squeeze the pole between the inside of your knees. So your knees are not open, you close and you're really pressing the inside of your knee against the pole. Right now, doesn't matter what our upper body is doing, focus on your legs, because you should use your legs for climbing and your press point. This is the most important thing. We will do the upper body and your arms later, but the most important thing is that you understand that your knees should be at the same height, and you really need to squeeze the pole between the inside of your knee, okay? We also starting very slow on the floor. Again, use your press points. Right leg is your back leg, left leg is your front leg. We're close with the heel in front, knees on the same height, and then move yourself as low as possible towards the floor. Your arms are straight, and now try to push with your knees against the pole. So our legs are bent, and now you try to strengthen your legs, and it feels like somebody is pushing or just kicking you into your stomach. So you have not a flat back, but you're staying round. Okay, so we're here. Keep your back round, engage your core, and then slowly, 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 slowly stretch your legs until they are straight. Let's do this one more time. We are low. Right leg is your back leg, left is your front leg, right arm on top of your left. And again, with your legs first, keeping your core engaged. Really good. And when we're here, the last thing we are doing is pulling our torso with our arms towards the pole. So first legs, most important thing, press point, then working with your legs from a bent position into a straight position, and your arms are the last thing we're gonna add, okay? So one more time with the right. Add your press points, go as low as possible, and really also on the floor, try to squeeze as hard as possible, okay? The more and the more precise you're working right now, the better and the easier you will gonna have it in the stand in air position, okay? So again, we are bent, and now push, 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 push with your legs, and then pull with your arms. But don't with your shoulders. Keep your shoulders as low as possible and engage your shoulder blades. Good. Let's switch this up. Left leg. So we're gonna do this same exact thing, like squeezing the pole. Your knee is on the left side and your foot is on the right side. Okay, this is your press point. Now move your leg down, place it on the floor, and of course we're gonna close with the other leg, heel in front, and making sure we're squeezing the pole between our knees. Good. So left arm is on top of your right arm. Again, we go as low as possible, and then really pushing with our legs, round back, shoulders low, and if our legs and our hip is extended, we're gonna pull with our arms. Don't worry, of course, this one is really, really slow and to help you understand the movement, but of course, when we're climbing, we're gonna do it a lot faster, and all of the movement is gonna or will happen at the same time. But it's easier in the beginning to split it up in each single movement, because then you can just do every single movement properly and know how and what to engage, okay? One more time, let's do 2 times. Again, straight legs, straight hip, your arms are still straight, and then we're pulling our torso closer to the pole. Arms again straight, and then move back, bend your legs and your hip. And one more time, it's kind of rolling and then pulling. Really, really good. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time, but just a little bit faster. Okay, we're gonna do 3 reps for each side, but prepare your press points properly. Okay, we have a back leg, we have a front leg. We will squeeze the pole between our knees. And it doesn't matter what arm is on top, so I'm gonna go always with the back leg. So my back leg is my right leg, so that's why I'm using my right arm on top. And just move up and move back down. Move up and move down. So now you see I'm doing the whole movement, what we did and what we were splitting up. I'm just doing it just right at the same time. Okay, sometimes it's a little bit like your legs, they're doing the first movement, and then your arms and your chest is gonna jump right into the movement. So one more time, and pull. Really good. Let's switch. Left, close with the right, left arm on top. Lower yourself down, and now push with the legs, pull with the arms. Going back down. One more time, push with the legs, pull with the arms. Last rep, push and pull. Very good. Okay, just breathe. Of course, we're gonna repeat the exercises, don't worry, through the whole classes or the whole series, which we're gonna spend together. And now we're gonna do our last technique for today. So I don't wanna go too deep into the whole technique, but it's also a very cool one, and it's called the seat. Okay, so you are literally sitting on the pole. We also are gonna start on the floor. So now you are like in a squat position, right on the pole. Please make sure, I don't know if you have a mirror or not. So you have your heels just right under your knees, and you can have your hip a little bit higher than your knees. Okay, so don't go too low. And what's important is that you have really, really short pants. Okay, so if you have like maybe longer tights or your thighs are covered, please just rip it up because you need the skin right here. Okay, let's do this one more time. Again, your seated position, and now pull your torso as close as possible towards the pole. Lower your shoulders and really pull your elbows towards the front. You can go with both legs. So now I can move my right leg on top of my left, or just the opposite, my left on my right. Okay, so it doesn't matter. It's like a seated position. You go like this, or you go like this. So what's then important is that we're gonna switch our hip. Okay, so if we go right over left, you will turn your hip to the left because we always go with the bottom leg. Okay, so if your bottom leg is the left one, you're gonna turn your hip towards the left. If your bottom leg is your left, you're gonna turn your hips towards the right. This hip shift is really important, and it makes sure that you have a really, really good grip and can just, I wouldn't say relax in the seat, okay? Maybe later in our like maybe 10th class or something like that, because in the beginning it's quite a painful press point for several students. So yeah, be careful with that one, okay? One more time. Please make sure you have your right ankles right in the beginning. Pull your chest towards the pole. Also your pelvis is really, really close towards the pole. I don't have space in between. Okay, so tummy, chest, and your pelvis are really, really close towards the pole and touching the pole. And now I go right over left and turn my hip towards my lower leg. So this is the left leg to the left side. And also, what should automatically happen is that your upper body is following, okay? So we're gonna move our hip to the left, our torso is following, and you have, so you're not behind the pole, but you're next to the pole. If that feels good and not too painful, and you don't want to scream like, I don't know, Michael Jackson, you can just make a quick assessment if you can lift your bottom leg from the floor. And what's also holding you in this position, so the normal reaction, or what we always see, is what is happening if this press point hurts. You go back. And when you go back, you will lose the balance, okay? So try to, it's like not said properly, but you want to go towards the pain, okay? So your body needs to go towards the front. That increases the press point, I know, and it hurts even more, but it also increases your press point and your seat, actually. So that's why we are doing this, okay? So you can lean forward, you can have your arms still on the pole, you can just move one arm on the pole and remove the other one. There are several possibilities, and of course you can release. I'm sorry, I just want to give you a lot of options, but feel free to release anytime if it's just too painful for you, okay? Before we switch the side, let's discuss the pole kisses topic. So when you are seeing some bruises on your thighs, maybe it's getting a little bit blue or green or purple, it doesn't matter. That's quite normal, okay? So it's a press point, and sometimes it depends on the tissue you have, okay? If it's a little bit weaker, then you're gonna see really quick some pole kisses, but that's just normal, okay? Don't worry. If they are too big and you have like a really big pain, of course, you should check that. But if you have just small pole kisses, doesn't matter, that's just normal. Okay, let's switch up the leg. I'm gonna just turn a little bit, so we're gonna prepare in the same way. So have a seated position or our quad, and then we're gonna move now the left on top of the right and need to make a hip shift to the right side. And then remember what we were saying, don't go backwards, move towards the front, in front of the pole. What also helps, you can just hook your elbow, you can just pull yourself with your arms, again, towards the front. You can maybe just release your bottom leg from the floor, but you don't need to. You can just work right here, move towards the front. And what's also very pretty is that you go in front, or you can just do something like this. But you are sideways. You are not behind the pole. If you're shifting your hip, your upper body moves in the same direction. Okay, so that is very important. And what we're doing right now, it's just getting used to this press point, okay? Really painful press point sometimes, but yeah, it's not a very complicated pole technique. You're seeing this, you're just crossing your legs, and it's nothing special at all, but of course it hurts. So I don't know if you're feeling, if you're like, no, I'm done, thank you. You can just relax, you can just also just repeat the movement without the pole, okay? Just doing like this, making the hip shift, maybe turning your torso into the same side. If you're like, okay, I wanna nail this movement, I wanna do it one more time, then just we're gonna do a second round, okay? So again, let's start right here and move yourself as close as possible towards the pole. Really, everything is touching the pole, okay? No space in between. And then again, cross your legs. Left on top, we need to do the hip shift, and we need to move our body in front, okay? Not moving backwards. And then just right here, maybe lifting the bottom leg, but really, we have time, okay? You don't need to do this. Don't feel forced. And then place your feet again on the floor and release. You can shake it out a little bit. You can, of course, work with some ice or ice pads afterwards. It helps, actually. But let's stay here. Let's do one more seat. I'm going to switch the side. And again, starting with your feet and legs parallel. Then we're going to cross with the right, shift our hip towards the left, and also our torso is following to the same side. Move towards the front. You can have your arms here, you can relax, you can also take your head down. Sometimes we see like this kind of movement because like it's so painful, but you will get used to it, I promise, okay? And then again, place your foot back down, release, pull yourself up a little bit, and just breathe. We are done, nearly done. We're gonna do a small cool down together. So grab your mat. You can also just put some clothes on, okay, to just make yourself feel comfortable. It's quite warm here in the studio, so that's why I'm doing it like in my regular pole clothes. But of course, if it's like, I don't know, very cold in your space or it's winter, I don't know, you can put some clothes on, okay? So I'm really, really happy, and I want to say thank you for taking your first pole dance lesson. And yeah, let's pull down together. So maybe you're happy that some techniques already, were just really, really good and you could do it, but also don't feel forced if something didn't happen quite as expected. It's just normal. You don't have the same grip every day. Sometimes you have like a really perfect grip day and every trick is just perfect and goes smoothly. But sometimes it's like, nothing works at all and you just slide on the pole, okay? So it's just normal, okay? Don't stress yourself and just follow me towards the mat. We're gonna start in a box position. So your hands are on the floor, they're directly under your shoulder. Keep your fingers active and your knees are right below your hip. Remove your right arm and we're gonna inhale, twisting our body up towards the ceiling. And exhale, move your right arm just through. Place your shoulder on the mat, place your head on the mat. And then just relax. You can just stretch your left arm towards the front and just breathe. It should be quite a nice stretch. Really good. Move your left arm back towards your head, push up. And then we're gonna place our right arm back. And again, left up, inhale. And exhale, move your left arm just through. Place your head down, your shoulder down. And again, we can stretch our right arm. Really not a bad stretch. Enjoy it. Keep your hip just above your knees. And moving your right arm down, push up again. Really, really good. So you can just circle your head a little bit and then we're gonna move down. So you can place your feet into a plank position, lower yourself slowly, or you can just move with your knees on the mat and take yourself back down. And right now what we're doing here, we're gonna start with the right, so really moving your arm towards the front, and now we're gonna roll. Okay, so roll onto your right side and trying to place, you don't need to place it on the floor, it's not necessary, you can just work towards the floor. Again, relax your head, you can place it on your right arm and try to open up your hip. You can just touch the floor with your toe or don't touch it at all. Doesn't matter, but really try to open up. It's again a really nice twist. And just breathe. Just breathe. Be proud of yourself for trying this really, really cool sport. And then slowly rolling back down onto your belly. We're going to switch the arms. Roll onto your left. Relax your head. Try to work with your right leg towards the floor. And I like to close my eyes right here. So you can do that as well. But of course you can have them open. Sometimes, don't worry, it can just, you can hear some cracks in your spine, but that should be like releasing. You don't need to feel pain. Really good. And we're gonna move back onto your belly. And now, just push yourself up. You can do a push-up, okay? If you can, just go for it. Or you can use your knees, okay? So, we're gonna turn ourselves, laying on our backs, heels together, but not too close towards your hips. Knees, they're gonna open up. You can keep your hands close to your body with your palms facing the ceiling. And now try to relax. Just don't push your legs towards the floor, like let gravity do the work. You don't need to engage any muscle, just try to relax, to breathe. Really good. Just taking a couple of very deep breaths. And then slowly coming back into your body, roll to the left or right side. And then just push yourself up. Really good. You can stay down on the floor. Don't worry. You can still relax a little bit. I just want to say thank you for taking your first pole dancing class. I hope you liked it, you enjoyed it. I'm very proud of you, and I hope I see you in the next class.